Welcome to the backward crossover analysis brought to you by Stamm Power Skating, where we're going to be taking a detailed look at the backward crossovers in all the techniques involved. Now, the first thing we're going to cover are the edges. You've got two edges, and the first push in a backward crossover is delivered off of the inside edge, and the second push uses the outside edge. You want to make sure you have good strong edges, and the way you get the strong edges is by having your ankle leaned over to the ice on a 45-degree angle. And you can see on this push right here, you've got a nice strong edge and a nice strong lean on that ankle. In this particular push we're showing you is the C-cut. Now the C-cut is the backward stride push. When you're skating down the ice in a straight line in a one-on-one situation, you're going to want to use C-cuts. And this is the same exact push, just done on crossovers. So you can see your feet start together right here, and then as you push, you're locking your leg to the outside, making sure that the entire force of the push is delivered all the way through. And this line signifies full extension, so your entire leg is locked. Every single part of that pushing leg is locked. You can see the gliding leg has a nice 90-degree knee bend. You've got a deep knee bend here, helping you really reach out as far as possible on that push. And then from full extension, you return your feet together underneath your body. Now, the C-cut push is one of the most commonly missed pushes in a backward crossover. So here is a drill to help practice getting a full C-cut. What you're doing is you're pushing with only the outside leg. That skate never leaves the ice. That's the key. You're just pushing with that outside leg. You're starting with your feet all the way together. You're pushing until your leg locks and then bringing your feet together. So if we look at this right here, you can see the feet are together. And then as the push comes, you're locking that leg all the way out in what we call full extension. So that leg is locked, and then from there you bring your feet all the way back together again. Now for this particular drill, I would suggest touching your feet together between pushes. So after every push, touch your feet together. In a normal backward crossover, your feet don't touch at all, because when you do the X push, the C-cut leg actually comes in front during the X push. But for this particular drill, it's helpful to touch your feet together just to make sure you know you're getting the full return. So let's take a look at the second push. We've already told you it's called the X push, and the reason we call it an X push is because you've got your pushing leg, and then if we draw the glide leg in there, you can see the two legs together cross and make an X shape. So you're starting the push, and this push is delivered off of the outside edge. And you're pushing off that edge all the way until your leg locks. Again, full extension. Now the key here is you have to push off of the outside edge of the toe. And after your push is completed, it's a common mistake for players to point their toe down. See here, you're lifting your skate off of the ice as you do your C-cut. And you want to keep that skate curled up. You don't want it to point the toe down. You could catch a toe or a heel in the ice and cause yourself to fall down. Another thing is you may actually slip off of that toe and miss some of your push. So you want to try and keep your skate parallel to the ice during that push. If we show you from a different angle, you can see C-cut and then the X push. Here's the finish of the push. You can see they're not pointing the toe down. You're trying to keep that skate level with the ice. Now, this is what your lower body does. Let's take a look at our upper body. This yellow line signifies that you're trying to keep your shoulders level. A lot of people tend to dip their shoulders in toward the circle. They believe that by leaning your upper body in, you get a better grip in the ice, like a sharper turn. We already talked earlier that the sharper turn comes from your edges. That's how you get a grip in the ice. All your upper body really handles is balance. So if your edges are leaning in, you want to think about it as your upper body has to do the opposite. Your lower body leans in, so your upper body has to lean outward. And the way to do this is take your inside shoulder and lift it up as high as you can. and also at the same time take your outside shoulder and pull it down. Here, the yellow line is drawn showing the lean of the two shoulders, and here it's actually slanted outwards, so the player is really focusing on getting that inside shoulder high. Now let's take a look at a more advanced version of these backward crossovers. What we're doing here is we're doing the same backward crossovers, but while we're doing a C-cut, you're reaching into the circle. And that reach in just helps generate a tremendous amount of force and a tremendous amount of power in that backward crossover. So let's take a look at it. Right there's your X push. And then instead of returning your skate underneath your body, what you're doing is you're reaching that skate into the circle as far as possible. So if we show you right here, both legs are locked at full extension, and you're trying to reach in as much as you can. And then when your skate is planted on the ice, now you have two legs working on this X push. You get sort of a scissor effect, a push-pull effect. You've got one leg pulling and the other leg pushing on that X push. And then the X push is the same exact technique as the normal backward crossovers. In fact, if we show you this picture, it looks exactly the same. You can't really tell the difference until we show you the next part of it and the skate's reaching in. And notice as that skate reaches in, that skate's staying low to the ice. You're not lifting your skate high off of the ice. If we show you this right here, you can see that skate is probably about an inch off of the ice. So you're keeping your skate low, and it's a very efficient push. Then if we show you the upper body again, you really are leaning your upper body out here. You generate a tremendous amount of speed using this reach in, so you really have to lean that upper body out to stay balanced. So let's play through this one more time at full speed. There's that skate reaching in. Thank you, and for more information, visit laurastamm.net.